Welcome back to Safety is an Illusion podcast. I'm your host, Ghostrats, and this is episode 9. Today we're going to be talking about a couple things. The first thing being some channel updates. Then we're going to dive into cybersecurity and tech and how much you really need to know out there in the field. And then we're going to dive in a little bit about mental health, and we're going to ease our way in saying about how we're not meant to do everything and not meant to do as much as we do on an everyday basis. This stems off into anxiety, stress, and we'll talk a little bit about that toward the end. Let's start with channel updates. I just finished editing the Flipper Zero video, and I'm really excited about that one because I finally edited a video where I feel that I had a vision for. The editing style, how sweet and to the point it is, how ADHD friendly, and how honest, and how just what I want videos to look like in the future. It's in that video. I don't put fillers in it. I just want to get you the information right away. I don't want to just make you watch for no reason. I want you to get up and go and go about your life, because I know everybody's busy, and I don't like how YouTubers nowadays, they really drag things out, make you wait until the end and all this other stuff just so you can get the information you need. So I'm trying to make that a little bit faster for you, again, make it ADHD friendly, and I'm really liking how it's coming. And it's also helped me practice for when I do get better equipment. The whole editing style and how I take more time to make videos. This is how it's going to look like. So I really hope you guys like it. I spent for the first 34 seconds, I spent over 2 hours just editing that. And then for the whole video itself, I lost count. I was up all night editing it for about a little over 3-minute video. So really excited about it. So you can tell my voice how excited I really am. But things are coming together. I'm feeling more confident, more comfortable. I'm learning how even the podcast's coming a little bit more easier for me. Talking and being more confident. The live streams are really fun on our channel. I try to do that every Friday now. Helps raise the money too for the channel on Fridays. And I'm going to be working on YouTube Shorts more in the future. So right now the YouTube Shorts are very scarce. I used to be a short form content creator when it came to gaming stuff, and so I'm very used to short form. And I think on TikTok I have over 170,000 followers back when I used to do the gaming stuff, and 1.2 million likes on there. But I'm going to really start to put that knowledge into this channel, so I think short form videos will get you the information faster. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and they really do well if you do it right. And I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to push some more short form videos to help get you the information even faster than a long form video. So trying to get that out there so you can go out there and practice. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the channel updates. Going forward as well, easing my way into the second topic here, about how much you really need to know. So I'm somebody that believes that if you have a shortcut and you can find a shortcut and a better way to do something that's more efficient, then do it. I don't think you need to know exactly every single tiny detail. As long as you know enough to get you by, I think that is just good enough. Now, with a grain of salt though, don't take that as I don't need to know anything, just blah blah blah. You need to have a good fundamental understanding, but to get bogged down and to doubt yourself because you don't know the ins and out of something, it's a good motivator to learn it, but I don't think a lot of that stuff is necessary. And my perfect example for this is me and my experience going to college and school. I was really, really good at math. I was ahead of my math classes. I was 2 grades or classes ahead of everybody else in college. And even when the teacher hated me, didn't really like me, maybe not hate me, didn't like me, because I used to find simple and easier ways to take math formulas to get to conclusions, and I would find a way to skip a couple steps, and then I would show it to the rest of the class, and it would really help them. But I found a shortcut, and she didn't really agree with it because it was a shortcut, but to me it worked. It was beneficial for them. And another example is as I grow older, I'm realizing all the stuff you learn about in school, a lot of it is just so unnecessary. Why aren't we being taught the things that are necessary, like how to do your taxes, how to manage a business? I don't need to know what a Shakespearean sonnet is. I don't need to know probability and statistics, class number 20, or trigonometry. I'm not an architect, so what are they pushing this stuff on us for? Just to keep us bogged down in part of the rat race? I really believe that's the case. But to get back on topic here, how much should we really need to know, even to be successful? Even the most successful people, they don't know everything. They have teams of people behind them that know. They specialize in the thing that they specialize in. I think that's something like with all of us. Like, I'm not an expert fisherman, but if I need to get a fish or someone needs to teach me something about fishing, I'll go see the expert. But he's going to be an expert at fishing, but he's not also going to be a tax or an accountant. Like, everybody has certain strengths and weaknesses, and why do we believe that we need to know everything to be successful? So go back on that analogy about the fisherman. So like, I need a fish, right? And maybe I just need to catch a fish for the day. I don't need to know the ins and outs. I don't need to know what type of fish. I don't need to know what kind of special rod I should be using or what the season or whatever it is that comes to fishing. All the hidden things that I don't know about. If the fisherman can just tell me the basic things that I need. You need this hook at this. He knows better that at this lake this hook works better, or this fishing rod works better. This bait works better at this lake because of a certain fish. He knows that, but he's passing that along to me. Now he has years and years of knowledge and of pursuing the fish on this lake and everything like that. And he just shared it in 1 minute with me, everything he learned in a year. So like on this channel, like if I find things shorter and easier for people to understand and it's a shortcut, that's what we promote here. So I know there's a negative side to it. People go, oh, it's a script kiddie, this and that. Well, everybody starts out somewhere. And why don't we start out on a good foot and on a confident note? Like being confident in a lot of things is very important. And I'm learning that as I grow older. And I know I said that already about growing older, but being confident it helps. It helps a lot. And like we live in a world where everybody's doubting one another and putting each other down. And you need to have confidence. And getting that confidence and you finding tools that make it easier for you, you shouldn't look down on that. It's a positive thing. The Flipper Zero, for example. I like the Flipper Zero because it makes concepts easy to understand because they're right in your face. You don't need to know code. You don't need to know all this crazy in-depth cybersecurity things. It gives you the basic knowledge, and somebody off the street could pretty much use that device and be a successful hacker if they wanted to, or a pen tester. They need to know a little bit, but they don't need to know everything. And then as they grow more confident, like with me, I'm growing more confident in it. I'm starting to experiment with different things. I'm learning new things. But if I just jumped into it and I had the negative approach, I would never have been where I am today. Like I would have just gave up. I would have felt defeated and just gave up on it. And I think a lot of people here on this channel feel the same way. Like they want to learn, they want to do this. They have their very busy lives. And it's hard for them to take a risk to make an investment on themselves, and it's just tough. And then to make it easy for them to understand and to make them feel more comfortable, I think that's just so valuable. You can't put a price on that. So that's what I want to promote here. Is like how much you really need to know, right? Find tools to make it easier. So we just talked about on my channel. We did a poll about lock picking. So I know a little bit about lock picking, but I was doing research, and they have a new lock pick where it's like it does 90% of the work for you. So here we are again with this whole, all right, well, I can use a standard lock pick and I gotta get skill and learn it, or I find the easier route to do the same task. And I know that somebody with a little bit of skill could pick a lock with this tool. So I'm going to introduce that tool later on the channel, but I want to do the base video first of just the basics of lockpicking. But there's an easier way to do something. Why frown upon it? Like why make it a negative thing? This tool makes your life easier. I mean, before we had cars, we had horses. So it's just like, where does this weird negative energy come from in the cybersecurity field and the tech field where people frown about shortcuts and making things easier? I don't understand that, and I want to make this channel, like if it sticks out of anywhere else, is making it easier for you guys. People that have a hard time learning the old-fashioned way, people that need to learn hands-on. So, and how much do you really need to know? I mean, if you know the basics, I mean, depending on what tech field you go in, you're going to specialize in something. There's not one tech guy that does everything. It's just not how it is. You got a networking guy, you got a hardware guy, you got a cloud guy, you got a security guy. I mean, there's so many different avenues. You got a server guy, you got an analytics guy. Like, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. You're not meant to know everything. You just can't. It's inhuman. So and this will bring us into the mental health. We're human, right? We're human. So at the end of the day, like, we can only process so much. There's so much out there. I mean, there's been studies showing that The single Sunday newspaper has enough information for a human to process that back when the camel days, that's how much information they would process in a lifetime. That's incredible. You know how much stress we put on ourselves every single day for being on social media, having a million friends? We're not designed for it. We're designed to have a close circle of people. A walking distance, like that's your friends and your neighbors. Like we're not designed to live this crazy lifestyle. We're in planes, traveling all over the place, and granted, that's great. But where is this that we need to do everything? We need to have so much friendship. Need to have all this stuff. That's why people can't function. That's why people have stress and ADHD and anxiety and depression, because we're living lives that we're not designed to live. We need to step back a little bit, like value and understand that we're doing too much. I mean, the biggest thing is the work environment, right? Back in the day, like they used to have 50 people doing one job. Now they cut it down to like this 2 people doing the work of 50, and you don't get paid anymore. You're expected to do everything, and every time that somebody leaves, they don't fill the position, or they add more stuff to your job. That's why people don't want to work. It's not that the Gen Z or the millennials are lazy. It's because we're tired. We see the BS behind all this. It's like, why do people just not stick up for themselves? And we're not designed to do all these things. That's why people can't function at work. That's why people hate working. It's not because they're lazy. It's just because we created this monster environment. Why the top 1% make so much money off of this? Because they're saving, because they have to hire all these people. And you suffer. You suffer everywhere you look. So, and it's okay to step back and say, you know what, you're right. Like, I'm doing too much. You're expected to be, like, for me, here's my life. I'm a full-time dad. I'm a full-time husband. I'm a full-time employee. I'm a full-time content creator on multiple places. I volunteer. I got things in the background that I work on. I work on my family's relationship. I check in on my siblings and so on, friends. I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. You guys sometimes step back and realize, you know what? I'm feeling burnt out because I'm just doing so much. And it's okay to take a break sometimes. Just step back and say, you know what? I can put that off for tomorrow, or I need time to process. We're not designed to live the crazy lifestyles that we live today. We process so much information, it overwhelms us. I mean, look at the disorders from now and maybe like 50 years ago, right? Like how much has it risen? Like how much has anxiety and depression become a thing? It's because that we're living lives that we're not designed for. And that's okay. You knowing that, it makes a huge difference. So you start to understand why you feel the way you feel. It's not that you're crazy or abnormal. You're just we're all living an abnormal life. It's okay to slow down. It's okay not to know everything. Always go in the pursuit of learning, always keep going forward. But understand that we're like running faster than we can run. Like it's just we have so much stimulation around us. And the sad reality is that we allowed this to happen. We built these work environments. We could have stuck up for ourselves and all these things, but as time goes on, we just keep saying, yep, yes, yep, whatever, yep, I'll deal with it, yep. And then now we're in the situation where we're so burnt out. We can't do everything. They expect too much out of us, why they make such a profit, and it's just sick. But I'm going to wrap it up there. So, again, we're not designed to know everything, and it's okay to start out and just don't get burnt out. Like, take the time, learn and study, but also know, like, you need to know every single aspect of something. Find something that you like and then dive deeper in it, and it's okay not to know everything. I mean, somebody in Discord recently said something, oh, I want to know everything. I'm like, the reality is that you can't know everything. Like, you're not humanly capable of doing that. You just can't do it. But find something you really enjoy and stick with it, because you don't want to go through life doing things you don't enjoy, because you'll never be happy. It's a miserable loop to be in. So find something you enjoy. Find something in the tech field that you like. If it's cybersecurity, what part of cybersecurity? If it's hardware, what part of hardware? If it's coding, God bless you, find it. So again, I know, like for me, I'm not great at coding because I'm dyslexic. ADHD, it's really tough for me. But I like other things. I like hands-on things, and it's okay. And there's other people like that out there, and we like to look for easy shortcuts, and that's fine. So if you like these podcasts, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, And remember, safety is an illusion, and I'll see you in the next podcast.